Hey everybody, before the show starts, log on to musicmoneymakeover.com/shop to download all my books and free guides. And while you're there, make sure you click on the Book a Call tab to book a call with me to get all your questions answered and your problem solved. Enjoy the show. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Music Money Makeover Show. My name is Casey Graham and it is currently December 30th, 2020. Yes, this is the last week of 2020. I did take last week off. I didn't release anything. I tried to take some time off. It didn't work. Anyway, but we're back at it, all right? So this will be the video for this week, and then we're going to really kick it off at the top of January next week with some more informative videos. So these are 7 steps to releasing new music at the top of the year. And I'm going to give you some things before we get into it that will help you understand your copyrights and that, you know, things that you should know in this music industry anyway. So let's jump into it. I said I was going to do this, and so here it is. We need to explain what is copyright. All right, check this out. Copyright is the sole right which an author has in his own original literary compositions, the exclusive right of an author to print, publish, and vend his own literary works for his own benefit. All right, and I want you to understand there are 2 types of copyrights, all right? That's the sound recording and that's the performing arts copyright. The sound recording is referred to as the masters, and then the performing arts copyright is referred to as the publishing, but, you know, also known as the composition. So let me throw this up on the screen really quickly so you can get a visual example. All right, so sound recording copyright. Sound recordings as in records or records, the audio recording file, i.e. the WAV, the MP3, the AIFF of the composition and or song, and performing arts, okay? The performing arts is known as the composition, sheet music publishing, or song to be performed. Keep in mind that the music industry takes these 2 copyrights and they revolve around it. Everything from the top to the bottom, okay? The person selling you the tickets to the person owning the copyrights and intellectual property, okay? And with those copyrights come 6 rights that we exercise on each, okay? And check these out. The right to reproduce, the right to prepare derivative works, the right to distribute, the right to public performance, the right to public display, and the right to digital performance. So as you can see here, we have these rights that we need to exercise on these things. So we're going to jump right into our 7 steps. And even though those copyrights might not have anything to deal with this video, that will be a mainstay in all of my videos from now on. So, step number 1, releasing music in January. The industry is still on break. The execs and workers of the industry are technically still on break until the 2nd week of January. Give them time to start fully functioning and wipe the vacation dust out of their eyes. All right, I want you to understand that nobody's really attentive to new things, right? Because they have to take care of all the messages, all the phone calls and emails and all the stuff that happened while they were out of the office. They're going to be bombarded with a lot, and they're not going to be concerned with a lot of new things. That means your attorneys, the A&Rs, the presidents, the vice presidents, the business affairs department, you name it. Everybody is bombarded with things that happened during the holidays because while they were on vacation, everybody thought that it might be a great idea to message everybody and just bum rush them with information because they want to get their music out in January. And as you'll see, it's not going to work too well when you got to get back in the saddle and they're not ready to press go yet. So give them time, okay? We're going to jump into the next one right here. Step number 2, I want you to set your intentions for mid-February, okay? This is when cuffing season is pretty much over and everyone who is an early bird mixer and mingler will want a new soundtrack to find some new hopefuls. Start your promotions for new projects here because, right, everybody, it's like it's starting to warm up, all right? In the southeast or in the southern regions of the United States, it's starting to warm up and people want to shake off the funk of winter. Not everybody. Some people it's still cold. They're inside. But in the south, you know, it's warming up a bit. All right, we want to kind of get out a little bit. We want to, you know, show our faces again to everybody. All right, so maybe at this point you might want to think about releasing a single in February after Valentine's Day. Release a single, possibly just start all your promotions there and go from there and start building to the next step, which is step 3. All right, step 3, March is prime time, game time. Okay, This is the best time to release new music because the funk of winter is starting to wear off and people are more receptive to hearing new upbeat music. More so than February, because we're talking about the early mixers and minglers in February. But in March, everybody's really ready to go outside again. Even if it's still a little bit brisky and cool, they will get out there. You will see some people dropping the tops on the weekends. They need new music. March is your prime time to release that new music, all right? So if you're starting promo in January and February, great. March is that prime, I'm going to say mid-March to the last week of March, all right? And then April, it's on, baby. In April, it is on. So get your music ready for March, not for January, because from my experience, the public is not ready to hear any new music in January. They're still getting over Christmas and New Year's and getting back in the flow of things and thinking about how much money they spent on Christmas and New Year's and why did they make those mistakes and this, that, and the third. So set your intentions for early spring, late winter, okay? Now, while you have all this time getting your promotions and setting your intentions together, if you're starting in January and you don't have anything registered, I recommend that you get your account registrations together in January during that time. January is the time to handle all of those registrations ASAP. That's BMI, CSAC, ASCAP, Harry Fox Agency, or what's still left of it because they transitioned over to the Mechanical Licensing Collective for 2021, and music reports. And if you don't know how to do this, you can always grab my books below for instructions on how to collect, or you can reach out to me and or the company here and we'll do these things for you. All right, so down in the description below, grab those books for more help. So at this time, you also want to get your splits together. Okay, especially in January, right before the release or before your first single release or your promotion start, get your splits together, okay? All right, don't forget to handle all your splits before releasing them. Make sure everyone agrees and signs off on them. Everyone has to sign off on these. You need proof of that. So now, start your pre-promotions 30 days out from your release date. I recommend 30 days so your potential listeners don't get warned from your constant promotion without access to your music. Start slowly, okay? And end it out with a bang on release day. All right, let's jump into the next one. Post-release promotions. The initial listenership boom will begin to fall after the first 3 days, but will remain consistent with the reoccurring listener, all right? As long as you keep up with your post promotions, your revenue will continue to rise steadily after your release if promoted properly. Now, I know that this is more of an advanced technique, but I think, okay, let me break this down. Post promotion. Once your album first comes out, everybody who wants to hear it will hear it. Everybody who wants to hear it will hear it. Everybody who wants to hear it will hear it. They'll get it. And it'll be like an initial bang, and then it'll decrease from there, as you might have heard me say on this channel before. Your job is to keep the retention up so it doesn't drop to zero. You want to keep them up and have them come and stay right there. Okay, so you got to keep promoting. I recommend a 30-day window at the beginning for your pre-promotion and a 90-day post-promotion window. So that means videos, photos, remixes, features, whatever that you got to do after. You want to keep it going 90 days after your release so that it doesn't just die out. And it will be a successful release based on whatever it is you plan that you want to do here. Okay, so don't just drop your music. Don't expect a bunch of money unless you already have everything going for you already. If you're brand new to it, don't expect a lot, okay? Because the public has to get used to who you are and they have to play you against, they're going to bet against you against everybody else who's already popping. Okay, so you got to give them a reason to tune in, which is why I always say on my channel, constant promotion. You got to constantly promote all the time, okay? Getting ready for those spring and summer shows. Though you should already be planning for this, use your analytics and data gathered from the release to start planning your regional shows, okay? So if you release something in March, regional shows you can usually book pretty fast. especially in that 300-mile radius I talk about from time to time on the channel, you can kind of just pick up the phone and call these places. Some places may be open. I'm just saying in the southern region of the United States, yes, we're doing shows. They're social distance shows, but we're still doing shows, 2 drink minimums, all that type of thing going on in the South. Okay, so we're still getting it popping, and that's how we do it in the southern region of the United States. We're outside, we're back at it, baby. So get on the phone with the talent bookers at these venues and set up your tour and use the data and analytics that you've drawn from your release to see which would be the most, the popular market to hit up first, okay? And get on the road, man. Everybody get out there and keep promoting. Don't be scared. Keep going, all right? Now, I'm just going to throw this in. This is not really a step, but I want you to gear up for a fall release, all right? After you've done some shows, you made a release, get ready for that next project to come out. All right, this is not necessarily for the top of the year, but once you run through all of that stuff that I just talked about, you want to get ready for that fall release. It's time you start thinking about the follow-up during the summer, okay? All right, because what you want to do is move out of the top of the year section to kind of start to take over the summer area. Or, if you got it like that, you want to move next year, so 2022, you want to bank on the summer. If you're going to do a fall release, bank on the summer in 2022. Anyway, that's my 7 steps. Make sure you download the stuff below, and I will see you all next week in 2021. Peace, everybody. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching the show. Make sure you log on to musicmoneymakeover.com/shop to download all my books and free guides. And while you're there, click on the Book a Call tab to book a call with me to get all your questions answered and problems solved. I'll see you all soon.